Why does every fan base I join end up sexualizing young men? Ah, yes. The Dream SMP, home of that. Whatever that is. And this. Yes. Toxic fans. Something that we're used to in every single fan base. But I'm going to be talking specifically today about some specific issues that I'm finding being a part of the fandom and why I don't know if I want to be a part of the fandom anymore. Of course I will continue being a fan, but might skedaddle out of the fan base. Before this video begins, I'd like to clarify that I am in fact a fan of the Dream SMP and I have been a part of the fandom for quite some time. I moved to the fandom from the SMP Live fandom after SMP Live kind of ended. I'm still fans of people within like the lunch club general group. And today I'm basically just going to be stating some of the issues that I have with the fandom and the issues I'm seeing start to evolve from the fandom. This is in no way a hate video to any members of the Dream SMP or any members of the fandom for that matter. It's just me pointing out issues that I'm seeing, and I think we definitely need to change if we want this fandom to continue to be at all a safe place for people. My main biggest issue is sexualizing minors. Now, this is an issue that I think is present in a lot of fandoms, such as the My Hero Academia fandom, and people often use the excuse of aging up the characters, and I feel that this in no way is okay, but compared to saying that you're aging up actual people, there's like no way of like saying, hey, I'm gonna pretend this 16-year-old boy is 18 for my fanfiction. Also, generally, Tommyinnit specifically has talked about on his stream how he doesn't necessarily feel uncomfortable, he just finds people using his like face as their profile picture weird. I can't even imagine how he would feel if he read any of those X-readers people are writing. See, X-readers in general are not an issue, it's just the kind of way that people are romanticizing a young boy that makes me incredibly uncomfortable. Another issue I've seen arise in the fandom is I've seen a lot on TikTok about people claiming that people are calling Sapnap fat, or they're calling BadBoyHalo ugly, and I've searched long and hard for evidence of this actually happening, and I cannot find a single piece of evidence. This in general concerns me because, one, if it is actually happening and I just didn't manage to find anything, that is disgusting. Those people are disgusting. How dare they make comments on other people's looks and bodies? Because these people are not ugly. No one is ugly. People need to get lives other than judging other people's appearances. Number two, if people are lying about this stuff happening in the fandom, why are we making ourselves look worse? Why are we pretending that stuff is happening in the fandom that's not actually happening in the fandom? Like, people already hate the Dream SMP fandom, literally, especially on Twitter, but just generally on the internet, we're not very liked. And by saying this sort of stuff is happening in the fandom, if it's not, I'm just saying if it's not, it 100% could be and I couldn't find anything, but if it's not happening in the fandom and we are making up stuff about it, that is outrageous. Outrageous how ridiculous that is, how bad that makes us look. And to those people, if this is happening, you are disgusting. You are a disgusting human being. You need to get a grip on yourself. How dare you judge somebody else's appearance? Another issue that I'm seeing arise in the fandom is shipping. Now, shipping inherently isn't bad. Personally, I don't completely think it's odd to ship real people. I think it's cool to think people look cute together, like Lily Pichu and Michael Reeves, for example. Really well-known internet couple, adorable couple. Let's say I ship them, for example. I ship them because they're an actual couple and they're fully comfortable with that. And as Dream has stated before, he's fully comfortable with people shipping him with other people. I'm not sure about Sapnap and George's view on it. I'm assuming based on what Dream said in his one video, they're probably also comfortable with it. But there are so many young children within the fan base that it worries me that they could be seeing incredibly explicit content. And it's not just shipping Dream or George or Sapnap together, it's also mainly Tommy and Tubbo being shipped together that bothers me. Because like I said before, they are children. It is weird, it is disgusting, and once again, it's romanticizing young boys. And I don't think that's something we want our fan base to be known for. The fan base that romanticized 16 and 17-year-old boys. It's so weird. And then also, Nikki, beautiful girl, lovely girl, has stated multiple times that she's incredibly uncomfortable with how far some shipping is going.
What's your relay on shit with him?
Wilbur and I are just friends. We were never together. We never made anything official. People just keep assuming that we are together. Even if we were together, we would not tell you that because that is very private. That's a very private matter. So please stop asking. We are fine. We still talk. There's nothing that happened between us. People keep asking what happened with you. Nothing happened. Yeah, no, I don't know.
This has happened in other fan bases. In another fan base, some of you may know Ted Nivison. Ted Nivison's girlfriend, I don't remember her name, but I'll put her name up on the screen, ex-girlfriend now, because she broke up with him, as she stated, because people were making fan fictions about, like, teenage girls were making fan fictions about themselves dating Ted Nivison, and they were making fan fictions specifically about him cheating on his real girlfriend at the time, his real girlfriend, with them.
Does anybody have any really toxic fandom stories?
I just got out of a roughly 2-year relationship with a YouTuber who is also very involved in the Twitch community, and he was also basically in the equivalent of like a boy band group. The relationship was honestly incredible, and I've never felt more insanely loved before, but most of our problems stirred around his career, unfortunately. Really weird shit. Like, people would make Wattpad fanfics of him cheating on me with them, even though they're minors. They kept shipping him with a girl from one of his old videos who I was insanely insecure about, which caused major problems. People would DM me just to get to him. The toxic part is that I was only ever really an extension of my ex and his career, so I felt like I could never exit the relationship without getting literally insane amount of hate.
So it's basically teenage girls fantasizing about this real person being cheated on by her boyfriend for their own fictional romantic benefit. Friendly reminder once again, these are real people. Real people. It's disgusting. Something else I'm noticing in the fandom is because a lot of the streamers within the Dream SMP already had pre-established fan bases, there's a lot of arguing going on specifically between, it's gonna sound so stupid, YouTube watchers and stream watchers. Now, the reason this is a problem is for some reason, people who watch streams purely, I am someone who purely watches streams. I watch YouTube content when I miss streams. I came to the Dream SMP from other streamers. I was never, like, I used to be a lot of it, like a big YouTube watcher. I'm not anymore. And other people who are in the same position as me, have taken it upon themselves to try and attack people who purely watch YouTube content because they're not real fans. If you enjoy a content creator and you call yourself a fan of them, you are a fan of them. That is not for anyone else to decide. You are gatekeeping. That is what gatekeeping is. Gatekeeping is when you exclude people from a fan base specifically on some sort of bias against them. And for this example, it's because they only watch YouTube content. And I'm not seeing YouTube watchers do much to stream watchers, but it upsets me so much because a lot of the YouTube watchers are younger kids. Because all the stream watchers, I would say, is like 14 to 17 years old. And all the YouTube watchers are like the 10 to 13 viewers. You are attacking literal children. What is your problem? Continuing off gatekeeping, a lot of people got really upset when Dream sent a lot of his merch to Addison Rae. Addison Rae is a popular TikTok creator, and I believe she said something racially charged in the past, and I believe, to my knowledge, that she has apologized for this. I apologize for not researching more into this. I'm a year 11 student. I have other things to do. I'll link a video down below explaining the situation because I don't quite understand what's happened. Something that I was incredibly embarrassed as a Dream fan, and as was Dream, being Dream, tweeted out basically explaining how embarrassed he was about the comments that people were making on Addison's video. And I think it's a little worrying when the person that you're trying to defend is also getting angry about what you are saying in defense of him. The fan base is becoming increasingly toxic. It's reminding me of other fan bases I've been a part of and I've left because of these kind of issues, such as the Sherlock fan base and the Dan and Phil fan base. Both of which slowly, after having some of the stuff that I'm seeing happening in the Dream SMP fan base happen, slowly became like brewed, if that's a good way to put it, and became more and more toxic as time went on. And I don't want the Dream SMP fan base to become that, because I do think it's a truly amazing fan base to be a part of, and I really want to continue being a part of it, but I don't want to be associated with people that are doing these things. And it's not the entire fan base. It's just a few select people that are making the rest of us look bad, but that select group of people is growing as more and more people join the fan base. And that is worrying. I just realized that I sound like female Luffy. This is not the content I usually make. I'm going back to playing Skyblock 5 this